my dear children. Welcome to your science class. Do you all remember what all things we studied in our last class? Yes, we were studying our third lesson, food and digestion, and we studied about the human digestive system and the process of digestion. Can you just recall that? Which all parts are taking part? Yes, mouth. Then we have the food pipe or esophagus. Then the food reaches the stomach. From the stomach to the small intestine. Two other things are there. Two other organs. Which are they? Yes, we have the liver and pancreas. After that, we have large intestine and finally anus. Did you all study? You have to ensure to study, children. Okay, today I am going to tell something more about food. Are you ready for that? Yes, please look at the picture. I have a picture here. Oh, so many food items are there. What all things are there? Yes, French fries there. Then cake. Then what all things? We have biscuits. Then we have so many things are there. Isn't it? Juice is there. Burger is there. Oh, you all love to eat these things. But children, let me tell you something. All these things may taste very healthy. See this boy? What is wrong with him? He is very fat. Do you know why? He had so much of these kinds of food. Do you know what these foods are? These foods are junk foods. These foods are junk foods. These foods, they may be very tasty, but they are not good for our health. These foods contain lots of fat and sugar in them. So eating too much of junk foods will be very harmful for us. So you have to try to always avoid eating junk foods. Did you understand? Will you keep this thing in your mind, children? Okay, now I want to tell you about some good eating habits for proper digestion. If our food needs to be digested properly, we have to follow some good eating habits. Let us see that. I have written everything on the board. We will see. First thing, we have to ensure to eat a balanced diet. What is it? Yes, all the nutrients in the right amount. That is a balanced diet. So we have to ensure to eat a balanced diet. Next we have to eat in a regular intervals. That is, we should not eat whatever and whenever we need. We should eat in a regular interval. We have studied. We should have breakfast in the morning, lunch in the afternoon and dinner at night. That is the correct interval. So we have to ensure to eat food in regular intervals. Then we have to always eat clean and fresh food. We should not eat stale food. We have to eat fresh and clean food. Now the fourth point, when I taught you about water, I taught you how much glasses of water you have to drink. Are you drinking 8 to 10 glasses of water? Yes, regularly, every day we have to ensure to drink 8 to 10 glasses of water. So all these help for proper digestion. What is the next one? Chew the food. When we are eating a food, what we have to do? We have to chew the food properly, then only we should swallow the food. Chewing the food properly will help for proper digestion. Next one, eat lots of fruits and vegetables. We have to include fruits and vegetables in our diet. We have to include enough fruits and vegetables in our diet. What is a diet? Yes, the food we eat regularly is called the diet. Now next one, avoid overeating. We should not eat too much. Whatever is needed for us, that much only we have to eat. We should avoid overeating. See the last point, always eat in a pleasant environment. We have to ensure to eat in a good place. Okay children, now I am going to tell something about cooking of food. You know that how food is being cooked. So I will tell you some important things about cooking the food. First one is some fruits and vegetables we may eat without cooking, isn't it? But normally we will be eating the food after cooking only. How will your mother cook a food? Yes, we will cook food by boiling it, We will cook food by frying it. We will cook food by roasting. We will cook food by baking. We will cook some food by steaming. Yes, you understood that? Why we are cooking these food? Can you just imagine why your mother is cooking the food? Yes, the cooking the food makes it more tasty, isn't it? It will be more tasty when you cook the food. The next one, it will be very easy to digest. When you cook the food, it will be very easy to digest, isn't it? Now the last one, by cooking the food, we can kill the germs present in them, isn't it? The we have to keep in mind is we should not overcook the food. What do you mean by overcooking? We should not cook the food too much. What may happen if you are cooking the food too much? Yes, all the nutrients present in the food will be lost. Then it will not be good to have that. So, we have to keep in our mind that we are not overcooking the food. Now, next thing, if we are boiling something, we have to ensure that we are adding enough water to it. We are adding enough water to it. So, for whatever we are boiling, we have to ensure that we are adding enough water. Now, the third thing, suppose if we are making sambar and all, your mother will cook dal. Yes, she will clean the dal and put it in the pressure cooker. You have noticed that thing? Yes, for some pulses or some vegetables, we should not throw away the water in which they have been cooked. You know why? That water, it will contain the nutrients in them. So if we are throwing away that water, what will happen? All the nutrients will be gone. We should never do that. We should never do that. The last thing which we have to keep in mind is we have to clean the vegetables and fruits before cutting it. After cutting it, we should not go and wash it properly. Why? So maybe the nutrients which are present in that, it will be gone if we are washing it. So before cutting itself, we have to ensure that we are washing fruits and vegetables properly. So whenever we are cooking a food, we have to keep all these things in mind, isn't it? So whenever it is happening, you have to understand these things. Now, I want to tell you something more about keeping the food or storing the food.
Children, let us see what is food preservation. You might have heard of this. All food item will get spoiled if we are keeping it outside for some time. Such spoiled food, they will produce some foul smell and it will be tasting very bad. It's not good to eat those spoiled food, isn't it? Yes, for long use, a food item should be preserved. So, what is food preservation? The process by which we can prevent the food items from getting spoiled for a long time is known as food preservation. I want some food item to be used for next day. What I will do? Yes, I will keep it in my refrigerator. That is a preservation. So, what is food preservation? The process by which we can prevent the food items from getting spoiled for a long time is known as food preservation. There are various methods for this food preservation. Let us see few methods. Did you see this refrigerator and freezers in the picture? Yes, this is used for refrigeration and deep freezing. These refrigerators, they will cool down the food to a very low temperature. You have seen fridges in your houses? Yes. In the same way, if you go to shops, you might have seen ice creams, meat and meat products kept inside big freezers. Yes, this is that freezer. What is happening in the freezer? Yes, freezers freeze the food. Both cooling and freezing preserve the food. In that condition, the microbes or the bacteria will not grow and the food will not be spoiled. Refrigeration preserves food for a shorter time. But freezing will preserve the food for a long time. Did you understand the difference? In our fridge itself, we will have two different compartments. Yes, to keep the curry and all, your mother will be keeping the down portion. But for keeping that fish, meat and all, she will be keeping it inside the freezer. Yes, the freezing and refrigeration. So this is the first method of preserving food. Okay children, see the second method of food preservation. Yes, that is bottling and canning. You can see some tomato ketchup, then you can see some juices in the cans. What is happening here? Yes, the food item is sealed in cans and bottles after killing the germs. So what happens? This will not allow the growth of any kind of bacteria, and the food will be staying fresh for a long time. Till what time? Till the time when these cans or bottles are opened. You might have seen ketchups, that is tomato sauces and all, kept fresh outside in the shops for a long time. It will not be destroyed because it is tightly packed. That is bottling and canning. Second method of food preservation. The next method which we are going to study is drying. You might have seen this in your houses also. Your parents will be doing this thing. What is drying? Food is dried by removing all the water content from it. If we are removing all the water content from it, the food will not be spoiled and it will be staying for so many days. See, here we have so many dry fruits. Will the dry fruits get stale very fast? No, it will not be destroyed very fast. Why? All the water content is removed. We are removing all the water content from it. That process is drying. We call it as dry fruits, isn't it? You can see so many dry fruits. So that process is drying. The last method which we are going to study for the food preservation is pickling and jellying. Pickling and jellying. See, we have pickles here and we also have jams. Oh, you might have seen all these things in your houses. What is happening here? Yes, the salt and oil in pickles and sugar in jams and jellies, they are acting as preservatives. They are acting as preservatives. These preservatives will help to prevent, to stop the growth of microbes, that is bacteria, for a long time. So for a long time they will be staying very fresh inside those bottles. So what is that? Pickling and jellying.
So children, in our today's class, what all things we saw? We saw about junk foods. Yes, after that we saw about proper eating habits for good digestion. After that, I told you some things about cooking the food. And finally, we saw an interesting thing, food preservation. Which are the main methods for food preservation? Can you just tell me? Yes, refrigeration and freezing. Then we have bottling and canning. Then we have drying. And then last we have pickling and jellying. So by that we are completing our lesson. So you have to ensure to read the textbook. Shall I give you one activity? Yes, in our textbook, if you take page number 88, there is one diagram given to join the dots for the human digestive system. You have to do that and you have to label the parts. It will be very interesting for you. Okay, I will meet you in the next class with the textual exercises. See you children. Take care.